to my channel. My name is Maticus Valentine Cole. Good to see ya. Happy Monday. Okay. Alright, so today's topic we're going to discuss came by request by one of my subscribers and followers on Instagram. And I didn't ask him if he wanted me to tell you who it was, but when in doubt, leave it out. Okay? So, what he asked was an interesting question, I thought. He said, basically, if I'm not mistaken here, there we go. All right. He basically sent me a text, or not a DM, that said this. My girl is accusing me of collecting girl followers on IG. I have more girlfriends than guy friends in real life, and IG... Bad grammar, sorry. Reason being, I'm more sensitive, and girls seem to relate better to my feelings. So my question, are girls more sensitive than guys? What do you think? Okay, well, it's really weird when he said that, because I actually have the same situation in my own life. On Instagram, I would say at least 90% of my followers are female, and I've actually had people tell me that that I purposely don't follow back males because I'm more interested in females. Is there an element of truth to that? Yeah, but not for the reason they might suppose. The reason why is that I don't follow too many men back is that not too many men are fans of my kind of poetry. And not too many men are fans of people who are poets. You know, is that universally true of all of them? Oh, hell no. If you know me at all, you know that generalization is a ginormous no-no, and I will never say all people are this. That's stupid. All right? So, before we get into my opinion on this, let's do what we should do and always check the facts, at least according to common sources that we can all find. In this case, dictionary.com. Sensitive. Having or displaying a quick and delicate appreciation of others' feelings. And as far as that definition goes, I want you to pay attention to the key first three words. Having or displaying. Not having and displaying, having or displaying. A quick and delicate appreciation of others' feelings. Okay? So remember that. And just to throw this out there, here's another definition. Okay? And it's for the definition of being emotional. Emotional, from dictionary.com, says having feelings that are easily excited and openly displayed, which, in my opinion, is more of what this person is actually talking about. Sensitivity has nothing to do with having feelings. It's rather how open they display them. So, are girls more sensitive than guys? No. I'd say we're actually equal in that respect, because traditionally, we as men are not as emotional as women can be. That alone lends to the assumption that men are not sensitive. Well, if you're sensitive, then why do you look like this? And so, to get a further insight into this, I did a survey on Instagram asking those who wanted to weigh in on this particular topic, and the results were surprising. Out of the people that participated, 83% said that women were more sensitive, which I expected in a roundabout way. But what surprised me was that all the people that voted that men were actually more sensitive, women were the ones who voted that. I was legitimately surprised. And I was kind of curious. So I asked them, I DM'd them privately and I asked them, like, well, why they thought so. And all of them said this. All of them said, well, the men that I know are artists, poets, musicians, men of the arts. I was fascinated by this. But, so, before we get too far off track, I would admit that as far as sensitivity, men and women are equally sensitive. We are. Because being sensitive is human. And last I checked, men are human too. Okay? Where we're different is how well men hide it. Why? Because, well, men who display their sensitivity openly are considered by some, and I'm talking about society in this respect, they're considered to be more effeminate, weak, or what is commonly known as a wuss. Men who are more artistic tend not to give a shit about labels like that, because showing our sensitivity and showing our emotions is absolutely essential when we're trying to elicit an emotional response through our work, through our music, through our poetry, through our art, sculpture, performance art, our acting. All of it is geared towards eliciting an emotional response. And you can't do that unless you're more in tune with openly displaying what your heart is feeling. Okay? Now going back to another point that this person made, that his partner, his girlfriend, wife, whoever, accused him of collecting women on his Instagram. First, no one collects anything on Instagram except followers. What's really happening is that women are more appreciative of that artist's work. Regardless if the artist is a man or a woman or whoever, they appreciate the work, not necessarily the gender. Women are not after poets and artists and actors and things like that in that respect, at least not totally. Okay? They just simply appreciate their work and what they try to do. Because honestly, the reason why people like me and people like him and others have mostly female followers, it's one of three reasons. And one of them is dumb. One, they love our work. Two, they appreciate our heart. Or three, men who are artists are hot, 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 hot. Is that universally true? Oh, hell no! Dear God. Ugh. But I've seen some men who have pretty questionable poetry, but take a damn good selfie, and that's why most women follow them. It's bizarre. Okay? And I will also submit that women who have an issue with their partner who happens to be a poet or an artist or whoever has more female followers than men, that is displaying an insensitivity. Not to mention insecurity. Because look, having a crap load of female followers does not mean that he's also banging a crap load of female followers. It's ludicrous. Okay? I mean, I have no doubt that a lot of people that follow him would love to have an intimate relationship with him. But because I know this person well enough to know that he is loyal to his girl, that would never happen. But that's an issue that is a singular issue between he and she. But that has nothing to do with the sensitivity of a man or of men. So, simply put, and I will say it again, men are just as sensitive as women. Men are typically more have a greater ability and obligation to hide it. Why? Because, well, we're expected to, you know? But then you got people like me who is as open with his feelings as one could possibly be, simply because hiding my feelings is not a skill I've ever really mastered. I really couldn't do it. There are times when I can bottle up my emotions more so, but it's actually dangerous for me to do that, because that which gets bottled up tends to erupt later. So it's better to just let all that shit out and keep everything out in the open. It helps to keep me honest, and it helps to keep my work more honest. Because if I hold anything back, then I am allowing fear and insecurity to interfere with my artistic endeavor, and that does no one any good. Okay? Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about, and I really want to preface this by simply saying that this is not in any way a means for me to throw shade on women. The only time I ever throw shade on a woman is because I want to make the room dark, because I want to be romantic, baby. I just like it that way. I like the darkness. But anyway. However, I would like the women out there who happen to be dating a poet to get off their dude for having a bunch of female followers. If he has a bunch of female followers, that means that the work he's doing is good and it's connecting emotionally with others. That does not mean that he loves you any less. It just means that you are not the only person that appreciates his work. That's all it is. Beyond that, I would also say that if this issue is coming up, then there is definitely a lack of communication happening in the relationship. And communication, has been said by every self-help guru since the dawn of time, has said, is essential. If this is actually going on, if your partner feels that you're getting way too much female attention, or women, if you've got a husband who thinks that you're getting way too much attention, sit down with them, reassure them, do special poetry just for them. Don't stop what you're doing. Just make a more concerted effort to make sure that your partner feels secure. That's a responsibility that we all have, and I find that whenever insecurity goes running amok, it's because sometimes we're not doing enough to reassure them. Because it takes more than just saying, girl, get over it, to fix a problem. Sometimes you have to acknowledge a problem before you can fix it. Okay? Alright, you guys. Well, I think that's pretty much it. And once again, I think we've delved into the waters of equality and have found us all even flow. There is no such thing as men are better than women. There is no such thing as women are better than men. There is just simply a matter of men have aptitudes in this area, women have aptitudes in other areas, and how we use them and exercise them is simply difference in technique, not in ability. Okay? Alright, you guys. Well, that's it for me. Thanksgiving's coming up. I really don't know what videos, if any, I'm going to do for the Thanksgiving Day weekend. But if there's any other topics that you guys want to discuss, I'm open to it. I'm open like a flat soda bottle. That doesn't even sound remotely attractive, but I'm there, okay? But any questions or any comments you want, leave them in the comments below. But in the meantime and in the between time, keep the shadows at your feet and forever out of your heart. I loves you. Oh, I appreciate you. I'm sensitive to you. Laters.